everyone, and welcome back. Today is Friday, January 9th, 2009, and we've completed our first week of Calendar of the Day origami models, so congratulations. We've got 1 week down and 51 weeks to go. Today's model is a panda, and it's a little more complicated than the few that we've done already, but I don't think you'll have any problem at all following along with me as we go. So let's get started, why don't we? If you've gone ahead and bought paper to fold along with me, and you have a piece of paper in and amongst yours that's black, why don't you go ahead and use that for this particular model, because it works really well for the panda bear. We're going to start out with the white side of the paper facing up. And as we've done before, you're going to make a cross-shaped guidelines in the paper, but the difference being this time you're going to hold the paper on the diagonal as like a diamond when you do it. So again, fold across one way and then the other way in order to create these creases that you're going to use as guidelines along the way. The first two folds that you're going to do in this model are probably, I think, the trickiest, because you need to make sure that you have the dimensions exactly correct in order for the rest of it to really work out right. So you're taking your folded, your guidelined piece like this, and you're going to be folding one side in and the other side in, and you're cutting the piece. When you do that, you're cutting it into thirds. These are the few little tricks that I used to make sure that I got it eventually correct. The first thing I did was to make sure when I folded the flap over, the first flap over, that the guideline that I have across the center, across the equator of this, remained exactly true. So when I folded this flap over, that the line continued straight across, so that I knew that I hadn't gone askew and one side wasn't off. The other thing that I did, once I folded the second side over, I needed to make sure that the point that was created with that fold, the V shape that was created with that fold, the very point of it lined up true to the other guideline, the other center guideline, right here. And one last way that I double checked myself after I, fudged it a little bit to make sure I got there, was I just went ahead and folded it in half. This isn't the fold, but I did this just to make sure that when I held it up to itself, that it was exactly the same on both sides, and then I knew I had cut it in thirds successfully. From this point on, the folds do get simpler. And what you're going to do next, when you have this shape, is then fold again these flaps back, first one, then the other. And you're going to use that guideline once again that runs across basically the equator of this piece, making sure that it's perfectly in line to stay true. So when you flip this around, you'll be able to see a little piece peeking off the side there. So it's going to look like this. From this point here, you're going to take, and you can either do it by turning this over, and that's how I did it. I flipped it over first and then started these folds. Turn it over, and then you're folding down the top, and you're using right where it changes angles. That's the place where the fold is going to be. So you fold this piece down. That guideline, once again, that runs straight down comes into play. They're very important in this piece, and it keeps you true. The next flap, same exact thing on the bottom side. You're folding this part over. The second flap should be at the top. so it's overhanging from the top. You have a piece that looks like this. These next couple of folds are what will create the ears of the panda and the nose of the panda, making a series of little accordion type pleats in order to accomplish that. You'll take these top two triangles that are black here are going to become the ears, and the way you'll do that is first bend it all the way back so that you can't see any of the black at all, and then you can flip that over and see you're going to bend and make an accordion pleat of that. So you're bending it back but leaving, you know, using a little bit of it there, leaving a little bit of it there so that you're moving it behind this part here. So again, you'll, from the front side, from the front side here, you're folding this triangle. I'm sorry because there's black behind me, so it's probably hard to see. You're folding this triangle back, flipping it over, and then making the little accordion pleat, like so. And after you do that bit, you're going to do the same thing down here, this little flap here, to create the nose. So you're first going to fold the black flap up, then accordion pleat it down like that, and then take the very last little tip and fold it back up. That's the nose and the ears. This last part, the last two folds that you're going to do are the ones that are going to give it 3 dimension. And you're going to be doing what's called a valley fold, which is the opposite of the mountain fold that we did the other day on the plane. A valley fold on the body and a mountain fold on the head. And what that looks like is you're folding this part right here in, like that, and you're folding the head part out, like that. Okay. The trick I found to get it to really work well on the head is to sort of hold it right at the crease when you're pushing in, and that will give it enough of support. The last detail that you can do if you want to, you can add with a magic marker 2 little eyes to your panda, and it makes it look very cute. And this will stand up when you put it down on the table. It will stand. Kind of adorable. So there you have it, Panda. Over the weekend, we do have some folds to learn, and these are more about technique than they are about creating any kind of an object. So I will put them both on one video. It's an inside reverse fold and an outside reverse fold. So rather than do one on one day and one on the other, I'll just post them both at one point over the weekend when I have the chance. So, and that'll be it for the weekend, and we'll resume back up with models starting on Monday. So have a great weekend. I hope if you're in a place where the weather's been a little treacherous that you're safe and sound and warm and dry and not on fire, because I know some of my friends and family are in areas where they're suffering from some of the bad fires. So I hope you're all safe, and we'll see you over the weekend at some point.